World War I, also known as the Great War, all began on July 28, 1914. Although many historians believe that the war was triggered by the death of Archduke Franz Ferdinand, who was assassinated by Serbian nationalist Gavrilo Princip, who was a member of the Black Hand. The aim of the Black Hand was to unite all of the territories under with a Slavic majority under Serbian rule. However, the beginning of World War I had many underlying factors that contributed to the war, including nationalism, imperialism, which led to a lot of resentment and anger. Also, there was increased militarism in the region, and alliances. Alliances included the Triple Entente, which consisted of France, Russia, and Britain. Also, the Triple Alliance, which consisted of Germany, Austria-Hungary, along with Italy. But you might be wondering, that sounds good and all, but who declared war on who? Well, on July 28, 1914, a month after the death of Franz Ferdinand, Austria gave Serbia an ultimatum, which would entail full Austrian inquiry into the assassination, along with Serbia was to eliminate all anti-Austrian propaganda, as with eliminating all terrorist organizations, which would include the Black Hand, from its borders. Austria also wanted a response within 48 hours. Serbia never responded. On July 28, 1914, Austria-Hungary declared war on Serbia. Serbia was in alliance with Russia, who was also allied with France. Germany, on the other hand, was allied with Austria-Hungary, who just declared war on Serbia. Yeah, you can see how that would be a big problem. Anyways, in the midst of all of this, Germany and Great Britain happened to be in a major rivalry, consisting of a naval race. Who can build the biggest, the greatest, the strongest military navy in the shortest amount of time? Yeah, not a good look. On August 1st, 1914, Germany officially entered the war when Germany declared war on Russia. 2 days later, on August 3rd, 1914, Germany declares war on France by going through neutral Belgium to attack Paris from the north. Because of the German invasion of Belgium, which was in fact neutral, Britain declared war on Germany on August 4th, 1914. Then, on August 6, 1914, 2 days later, Austria-Hungary declares war on Russia. In the meantime, the United States had a policy of neutrality for the war. The American people viewed this war as being foolish, unnecessary, and pointless. The U.S. president at the time was Woodrow Wilson, who was the first Southern Democrat since the Reconstruction period. President Wilson knew that getting America involved into a foreign war was not very easily sold to the American people. Even though the official policy of the United States was neutrality, the United States was very inclined to find every single way possible to financially enable the Allies with arms and ammunition. This support led to the breaking point, the sinking of the ship Lusitania by German U-boats. Germany, however, felt justified in their attack because the ships were carrying ammunition and explosives that could have helped the Allies' war effort. Over 1,200 people were killed, including 128 Americans. after the Lusitania, the US sentiment towards Germany turned from neutral-ish to adversary. The Zimmermann telegram was considered to be the breaking point in which it was an intercept of a German diplomatic cable where they said that any actions was justified to disrupt US support of the Allies. This directly led to the President Wilson's speech in declaration of war to Germany. Now that the United States have entered a war, Wilson knew that he needed the American people to be behind the war as well. One of the main government tools was propaganda. In order to sway the American people, propaganda was used to sell the draft instituted on May 18, 1917, but instead to call it by more pleasant terminology, selective service. That term is still used today. President Wilson viewed selective service as his only option to get more soldiers on the front. Other government-mandated programs to support the war and supported with propaganda included Liberty Bonds, preserving and conserving food, and other volunteering efforts on the home front. With selective service and other volunteers, by 1918 there were over 500,000 US soldiers in France led by General John Pershing, and they were called the Doughboys. The US played a major role in the decisive battle of Meuse-Argonne from September 26 to November 11, 1918. This battle was the turning point of the war that directly led to the armistice on November 11th with the abdication of the Kaiser and Germany's surrender. The end of the war eventually led to the Treaty of Versailles. The Treaty of Versailles was very controversial as it placed all of the blame for the war on Germany and was very humiliating for Germany and its people. The goal of the treaty was to punish Germany and mostly seek revenge. Germany was required to pay over 33 billion US dollars in reparations for the war. This treaty directly led to World War II. It was far beyond Germany's economic needs, and their economy was left to economic ruins.